change lives forever.
Well, one woman from Dorset who was keen to do her bit for the war effort sent soldiers special gifts from home and in return received scores of grateful letters from the front.
Watch this, guys.
To see how youngsters have been learning more about her remarkable story.
Video.
I am recording it. Watch the telly. Not this.
So Chrissy decided that she would donate some of her eggs. But before she sent them over to France, she decorated each and every one. And she also wrote poems and messages on the eggs for the soldiers. What we're going to be thinking about today is why she did that and what impact and what difference it made to the soldiers' lives.
The children at Bridport Primary School are hearing Chrissy's story for the first time. 100 years ago it was children who were helped by National Hospital Egg Week. When war broke out, this developed into the National Egg Collection for Wounded Soldiers in hospitals. Francis Colville and John Lipscomb are both volunteers at Bridport Museum. Between them, they've unravelled the story of Chrissy Squire, the Chiddock Egg Lady.
She must have felt frustrated that she wasn't able to go off to war with her three brothers.
I
like to think her prime motivation was that she wanted to contribute to the war effort, and she saw being friendly to the soldiers, offering them support as the best way she could do that.
There were 80 depots set up around the country, one of which was just up the road from us here in the town hall. And the egg officer used to pack them in sacks filled with sawdust. Of course, there were breakages, and broken eggs were just taken around the corner to St George's Hospital. And I noted that in 1 week they took 5,766, I think, eggs. So they would have had a big old day.
But hundreds of Chrissy's eggs did make it to the soldiers who, without exception, were touched by her gifts, many expressing their gratitude by writing to her.
22nd of April 1917. Dear friend, just a line of thanks. I was the lucky one to receive your egg and I am now ready for the firing.
I heard this one, Daddy.
Please be quiet.
It would have made me feel, oh, someone actually cares, and just a lot happier.
I was the first person to see them in over 60 years, but it was the boys that they were coming from. There were, farm boys, people from the back streets, people from Canada, Australia, all over the world, and they must have been so lonely and so far away from home. It must have been wonderful for them to get a decorated egg with return address on it. No wonder they wrote back.
I was lucky enough to get hold of one of your eggs that you so prettily painted. I intend to keep it until after the war, and then if I should live that long, I will return it to you.
Never give up, keep going, and some smiley faces swirls, a poppy, and 2 mountains. That's what I put on.
I've seen life and death, brave, sturdy lads in the fullness of manhood, marching to take their allotted place in the firing line. I've seen them come back. No picture ever painted, no dreams could make you realise the sight that meets your eyes. The scene is one of utter desolation. It gives you an idea of what will be the end of the world.
They just think, wow, this is amazing. And then they definitely understand what time she puts into it, and they'd be really cheered up. And they just turn their frown upside down.
And many of them started to fall in love with Chrissy.
I will certainly come and see you when I get back if you don't mind. I haven't a young lady yet, but I should certainly like one. I'm a rather nice looking young fellow of 22.
I would love to have known her. I think she was kind, generous, someone who was doing her best all the time to reach out to other people in any way she could.
And 100 years on, the class of today is inspired by Chrissy's story as they realise the difference her gifts would have made. and imagine the messages that they'd have sent to the injured soldiers of the First World War.
She inspired all the soldiers to keep going, never give up.
Be confident and never give up. A forest and the soldiers fighting in a field.
Keep going, you can do it.
Be confident. Be brave. Keep positive and smile.
I would have been very cheered up, and I would probably go out there and win it for my country, basically.
Basically.
It's really cool.
The time is coming when all of we shall be in Blighty having eggs for tea.
Daddy,